Welcome to another episode of Dream Catchers,
where we encourage others to pursue your dreams and your goals.
Are y'all ready for another girl chat?
Yes! All right, so our first question today is going to be, what is the real amount of work it takes to become great at your goals? For example, how does the 1,000-hour rule apply to you? Anyone who doesn't know what the 1,000-hour rule is it takes 10,000 hours to become the best at whatever you are in your field. So you have to put that amount of effort and work into it in order to be the best. And so in order to accomplish your goals, you basically have to put time and effort and focus into it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with me, I just work every day. That would be the best way to put it. There are no days off for me. Every day I'm doing something in order to get closer to becoming a better blogger, a better yogi. I eat healthy every day, and I continue to network and check, research new businesses and all of that great stuff.
Yeah. I was about to say, how do you even begin to, determine if you've done 1,000 or 10,000 hours? But I definitely see that it's more of just a large amount of hours to kind of get you to realize how much time it does take to pursue your goals and to kind of be the best version of yourself and the best, in that profession, I guess you could say.
Because practice makes perfect. You just have to keep doing it until you're good at it.
Yeah.
If you actually broke down 10,000 hours, okay.
Did you break this down?
It's a lot. Okay. Depends on if you wanted to be if you did this. Okay, if you did something 1 hour a day every day, that's only 365 hours. Now divide that by 10,000. That kind of gives you an idea of how much work it takes to become a master, the best, and a master at something.
Wow, that really does put it in perspective. But it kind of does make you think, wow, maybe I'm not putting in that many hours. Maybe I need to be, setting aside more than 5 hours a day to pursue this or to challenge myself in that way to kind of be the best. So it's a good way to look at it just by giving such a large number. You're like, oh gosh. Especially when you say an hour a day.
What's that
It'd be a lot of years.
35 years?
God, I don't have a calculator on me. This is so
Yeah.
bad, I can't tell you. What it says is that it takes more than a year.
Yeah.
It takes more than 3 years to
Possibly.
become awesome. Look at Kevin Hart. He worked in the acting business. He started when he was 18. He didn't get his big break till he was 35. Jim Carrey was the same way. It took years to break into the industry, and that talks with musicians who have played in bands and on side gigs for 10 years, and they finally get a day break and become an overnight success.
Yeah.
So, but no one talks about that journey it takes to get there.
Yeah.
So.
It definitely, it can be kind of scary to think of how long it took someone, especially when you're going into, a creative field like that. You're thinking gosh, can't I just be one of those people that just stumbles upon it and I'm hugely successful the next day.
It's also really competitive because you're trying to get to where you want to be, and other people are also working and try to get past you too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
There's 1,000 people trying to do what you're doing. What makes you different from them? And it's usually the amount of work and effort you put into it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a world of lazy sprinters when life is about the marathon. And people talk about, oh yeah, millennials want this immediately and they want that immediately. But I feel like as long as we teach people, it takes more than that. Even football players, they didn't start in high school. They started when they were kids,
I guess that kind of goes to this next question of sacrifice that you have to make.
Yeah. So describe a sacrifice you had to make in order to pursue a goal. So for example, if you have a competition, a meeting, or an audition, and then you have a gig or a work thing that you have to do, what would you choose? So I remember there was one time it was work. I was supposed to work on the night of a competition, dance competition, and I ended up just having to talk to a lot of people and just get a cover and end up having to pay someone, but then it's worth it because like it's a competition you practice for a long time, and also in my case, because I have a dance partner, I also can't let my partner down. So it's like, okay, this is a commitment, but this is also a commitment, but are you gonna, like, what are you gonna choose when it comes down to it? Because you could just say, it's like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, just, I'm gonna take the easy way out and go work and make money instead of like just competing. So
getting closer to where you want to be in life.
Because it's not even guaranteed when you're competing. Like, there's no guarantee that you're gonna win, or like in that case, we didn't win. We got third place that time. Yeah. So it's just the chance of getting getting a shot at something. And
sometimes, I mean, it's best. I mean, I haven't had it like to choose between the two. Like, I hadn't had to really make like a big sacrifice like that, but I feel like if it was something to do with, you know, like staying in town for something or going to, you know, a meeting or do a role or an audition or something that, even if it was an audition and it wasn't guaranteed, I still would I would talk to like my family, and I'd hope that they would be supportive and knowing that I'd been like striving to do this for so long, and you never know when that audition is going to be it. Like you have no idea, and it's the wrong attitude to even kind of go in there and think, well, like probably won't get this one, like.
And then you're definitely not going to get it.
Yeah, like it's all about the positive thinking. So it's definitely a wrong attitude to just assume that and think, you know, I should probably just stay here because there's no guarantee to even get that. Like, yeah, there's no guarantee, but you still have to hold out with like, this could be the one though. This could be the big opportunity that I've been waiting for. And like, if your family like were supportive and your close like people were supportive, they would understand like, okay, this is something that you have to do. It's something that you have to work for, especially family, because it's like, if I'm making the big bucks, then y'all better like be wanting to like push me to go do it or something, you know, because if I didn't get it, then I'm just gonna be stuck, you know. I'm gonna still be stuck in the same place. I'm still gonna be trying to pursue it, and it's just gonna take that much longer to get to, you know, my goal. And then they're gonna keep like, when are you gonna be, you know, an actress? Like, when is that gonna happen? Like, when are you supposed to do this? And it's like, well, you know, I did have an audition that you made me stay here and not go to. Like, it would just cause resentment, I felt like. Mm-hmm. So even though I'm speaking hypothetically, I guess I'm saying that I'd probably go.
Yeah, I feel like it's also like based on performance and not always about the results. Because if I just go to competitions and go in saying, like you said, it's like, I'm probably not gonna win this one. There's so many good dancers out there. They're probably gonna get first place, and why would I even go? But you go because you want to perform and you want to give it your best. And just like for me, I just want to perform for the people and perform for the audience, and even if it's just two people watching, and just I feel alive when I'm up there. So
Right, like there's no real failure, only experience,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So
you never know who's gonna see you.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You never know, even if you don't win or even if you don't get the part, you never know who's in that room watching you and saying, you know, I'm sorry that you didn't get this, or, you know, you didn't really fit this criteria, this part, or whatever it may be, but I really, really enjoyed it and I really liked it. They keep you in their mind, and they may call you and be like, hey, here's this part that I really do think that you'd be great for, or here's this dance routine that I just feel like you would be incredible at, you know? You never know who's in that room watching.
I think that's a good way to transition to the next one of what you're going to talk about, right?
Yeah. What are some advantages that we have today with technology? Example, or how does it give us more of an advantage? Yeah, I would say with mine, technology has really become a great friend to people that are auditioning for things, because now we have Skype and obviously we have email and submissions in that form. It's so much easier than to travel or fly to an audition and then, unfortunately, if you don't get the part, it's like, well, okay, I'm out, say, $300 or something. Now I gotta fly home and I'm out that much money and I don't know what my next plan is. And then you may get a call back and someone's like, hey, you did a great job. And it's like, okay, well now I gotta fly back there. And you're still not guaranteed just because you had a call back. So now what they're doing is they're making it to where your submissions are electronic. So you just email a monologue, or you can do Skype auditions, right there with the person. Obviously not right there, but you know what I mean? Like you're looking at the person, you're having a conversation. And you can do callbacks that way as well. And so it's a little less informal. I think it's a little less nerve-wracking, because going into auditions is like your heart is just pounding, and sometimes it can be more relaxed than others, but most of the time you're pretty nervous. So when you get to just have an online, okay, here's my monologue, send it on, you're kind of already done with it, and you know that you put your best monologue out there. So with an audition, it's like, man, I did it so much better the other time or something.
Right.
With the online submission like that, it's a lot easier. So I think it's really nice that they've offered that for travel's sake too. But I don't know if y'all have anything like that, with your yoga, with videoing and being able to put that out there.
Even what we're doing right now, right? We're filming and we're going to be able to put it online, and we're going to be able to touch people that we've never met, right? And so I might be inspiring someone, you might be inspiring someone, and you might be inspiring someone. And just by us being here and using what we have, we can touch all kinds of people, not just women, just anyone who's looking for any kind of inspiration. And it's a great way to, spread information and wealth. And so I love technology. I don't believe that it isolates us and makes us more selfish. I believe it brings us together. And I love it.
Yeah, speaking of, so for dance competitions, you can also, especially if you have to travel to another state or another, even in going to San Antonio or Austin, if you can do online registration, there are times that you get there and they have too many people. So one time I went with my partner, it was only from Austin and San Antonio, so it wasn't too bad of a drive, but when we got there, they had too many people sign up and we couldn't compete. So it was kind of okay, we tried to we drove all the way here and then we don't get to compete. It's a little bit of a bummer, but if you have stuff organized online where you can send in, register online, that's helpful as well. So also for the events too, they know how many people are coming, how big it's going to be. So
all right, so I'm going to read this. When was a time you really screwed up? How did you handle it, and what was your reaction? Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
All right. So Ella is my social media manager, and I obviously have put a couple of hours into yoga. The very first pose I go into, I fell. And I was so embarrassed. I could barely stand it.
it wasn't bad at all.
I never fall, by the way. And I was especially an easy handstand. If I was trying something new, it would have been different. So I was immediately embarrassed. But I just ran back around, got back in position, and then started on. And, it makes you stronger and,
For
humbles
sure.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get a little bit better. I thought I was good at this.
I need to
I'm
put
not.
1,000 hours in.
10,000.
10,000.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And you?
By the way, okay, you did some pretty cool stuff. There was some pretty good posts. You should check out her videos and pictures. They're pretty cute.
Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
Okay, what I really screwed up is, so for dancing, well, especially partner dancing, your partner is everything. It's 50% of the relationship of the performance. So I would say it's when we're not on the same page or when we're fighting. We don't fight a lot, but when we do a show,
Oh,
in
wow.
shows.
Like
Yes.
in your dance, it shows like that you're kind of like there's like tension.
Off. Not so much. We have a pretty good relationship. He's also my best friend. And there is this one time that we fought and we weren't talking to each other for a while.
Oh.
So, yeah. I mean, I feel like I really screwed up, and my reaction at first, I was mad, of course. He was mad, so we just weren't talking to each other for a while. And well, at the end, you have to. I mean, he's also my best friend, so like best friend and dance partner. So you just have to deal with it. It's kind of like when you fight your sister. You can't get mad at them forever. You just have to calm down and have a mature conversation like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to like think of all the times that you I don't screw up all the time, but so we had we had an audition, or I had an audition. It was in college, so it's at North Texas, and they had like a TV show, like for TV channel, like NTTV, and so they would put like little TV shows on there. And so I was auditioning to be a part of the TV show, and for some reason I was less nervous for that one. I don't know why, but I went in there and there were like 2 or 3 people in there, one behind the camera and then 2 others. And it was not your typical audition. It wasn't like, here I come in, you know, reading off like a monologue or something. I mean, there was like reading off lines, but it wasn't like I walk in there and just deliver a monologue. And so I was reading off lines, and then they asked me to like do something from a movie.
Oh.
And so I was saying like, oh gosh, like what like, and clearly the show was, I definitely got the idea that the show was more comedic. So I chose to do Jack Black from School of Rock.
Oh.
When he sings the song. Have y'all seen that movie?
It's been a long time.
Okay. Well, he definitely is not a teacher, but he's like in the school teaching students. And so he's singing the song because he's in a band. And so I did the song that he did, like, well, you're not hardcore, and let's live hardcore. And I did the whole like dance and everything, and they laughed, and I was singing like, Laci, why did you do, like, I walked out thinking like that was the goofiest thing that I could have ever done. And I was pretty embarrassed by it because of course now it's on camera, they were videoing it. Hopefully no one ever finds that.
Looked at it
Yeah. But I just remember thinking like, oh gosh, that was super stupid. But I ran into the 2 guys that were a part of the show already, that were like the director and producer, and I didn't know that they were a part of it actually at the time, but they were just in the room, the outside room, and there was like Seinfeld on, and we were just started talking about Seinfeld, and I started like reenacting scenes from it, like Elaine and stuff, and we were all laughing and joking around, and I was like, oh, I'll see you guys later, bye. And then the next day I got an email saying, hey, you got the part. And so it worked out in the end. So I really didn't, sometimes those moments when you think like you really messed up, you really didn't. You know, like you felt like you really screwed up doing the handstand, but clearly you saw it a different way because you were there and you were like, it wasn't bad at all. Like, not bad at all. And like you do all these other amazing poses. Like, it's so funny how we can like internalize things that are like, just because it's ourselves, we're so much hard on ourselves, so we're like,
Yeah.
God, that was terrible, or like, that was so stupid. And then everyone else is just like, are you kidding? That was so funny. Like, you know, it obviously worked out. So it kind of taught me a lesson just to be myself, trust my gut, and clearly not being so nervous and just doing something fun worked out in the end. So kind of being able to laugh at yourself too, you know.
So we're all out of questions, but I'm sure by the time you're watching this, it'll be 2020. So we're all going to give you a short, brief summary of what we'd like to accomplish in 2020. Mine is, I've been saying handstand, but I'm able to do a headstand. So this following year, I'm going to get strong enough to do a handstand. I want my blog to grow, touch more people, and I personally will be making more money this year.
I like how you said will, not want, but will.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I also want to make more money this year, and I want to be a better dancer, and I want to travel to more places, do more competitions, and reach out to more people, encourage people to dance, because, like I said, if you can walk, you can dance.
Woo!
And just like
Nice.
you did.
Well, I guess I'll follow the trend of wanting to make more money. Who doesn't want to make more money? I definitely want to travel more, so that kind of goes hand in hand. Need more money to do that. Yeah, I just want to see more places, meet more people, definitely become a better actress, do more lessons, watch more videos of acting tutorials, things like that. Yeah, I just want to also encourage other people too that are stuck in a job that they don't really love. Find out what their passion is and talk to them about it, and reach those people to see if they can kind of make that turnaround and do what they want to do.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Dreamcatchers.
Be on the lookout for the next episode.
We'll see you next time. Have a great day.